Hello and welcome to my channel, CoCo Strangiato, where I like to discuss not just the history, but the latest technical developments and future of our beloved color computers. Today we'll be taking a look at my original data storage device and what modern alternatives are available, and we will ask the burning question: will it CoCo? There's a lot to cover, so let's go. So, some of you may still have your old cassette decks, and this is my original from 1982, and it actually does still work. Some of the cassettes, however, have turned to crap. Let's just give it a shot here. CLOAD, make sure everything's plugged in, good. Notice this deck in particular has a switch here for pause or record play. This is basically to bypass this remote control line here, so I don't have to unplug it to rewind the tape and plug it back in. I can just flip that switch, rewind, do whatever, and then flip the switch back and the computer is controlling it again. So let's just see if this works first of all. Clode, play. I got a file and I got an error. So let's try. I'm going to just do that, and then I'll turn the motor on so you can hear that sound, that sweet, sweet cassette sound. We'll try another one. Well, that's disappointing, because this particular cassette holds some of my earliest programming attempts that may now be lost forever. Oh well, it's not like it's the cure for cancer. Alright, so more modern is this device. This is a Zoom H4n audio recorder. This records MP3s or waves. I leave it on MP3, and I did some experimenting with this, and I found that literally any bit rate 64 kilobits and above would work reliably with the color computer. So, for example, I have this file in here right now. Yeah, you don't need to hear that. But I will plug this in. So this device has an input and an output, but it does not have a remote. So there's no way for it to stop and start the deck the way SVI-CAS does. CLOAD, enter, play. And that works just fine. So if I type run, this is a little type-in game from the Rainbow. It's actually one of my favorite type-in games of all time because it's so simple and yet so fun. Just hit spacebar to send a block up, and you're not allowed to land next to the same color. Totally not the point of this video, but whatever. Bear with me for a few seconds. $17. Woo! Okay, so this works, and I actually did save this file to this device. I didn't copy it from the archives or anything. This is actually a file that I recovered from Cassette using my deck that refuses to work today. So anyway, this is actually a great device for this. The only problem is it's about 200 bucks. So that's not very practical for most people to replace a stupid cassette deck. So goodbye. See you. So just on a similar note, this is a Tascam DR-05, I believe. And initially, I could not get this to work. I could play files that I had downloaded from the archives and load from it, but I couldn't save to it at all. It just would not recognize the audio. And what I inadvertently found later on, it seems like the fix that I applied to the cable for the SVI-CAS has enabled this device to start working as a recorder. So it might not be a problem with SVI-CAS per se. It might be a design flaw in the CoCo, or maybe not a design flaw, or just a different design that they did in the 80s that isn't really compatible with modern audio recorders. I don't know. I'm not an audio engineer or an electronics engineer. I just like to tinker with shit. So the way these normally work, you press record once, and when you're flashing, it's able to set levels. Type in C save, dang it. And I will type, I'll just go ahead and hit record again, enter, and enter. And stop. So let's try audio on, play. Oh, okay. So stop, back to the beginning. And let's do this. We'll do a Control-Alt-Reset, so we know there's nothing in memory. CLOAD, enter, play. Of course not. Oh, there we go. Alright, so that works now. Again, this device didn't work before, and applying that resistor across the mic line, the same one that fixed SVI-CAS, also fixes this. And this device, the Tascam recorder, is about half the price of that Zoom recorder. You can get these for about 80 to 100 bucks. Which, as far as I'm concerned, is still quite ridiculous for a cassette recorder. So, okay, so now we come to the SVI-CAS, which is almost perfect. I say almost because there is one major drawback, at least as far as color computer tapes go. While it is awesome that it has the remote line and can start and stop the cassette deck, the big drawback to it is that it does not support actual audio at all. So for example, for the color computer we have things like this. Walt Disney's Space Probe Math, Area and Perimeter. On the other side it is Multiplication and Division. And the way these tapes work is they have, basically it's a multimedia presentation. There is data that the computer loads and runs a program, and then it'll play some audio, which is just voiceover by an actor. Typically,
Walt Disney Personal Computer Software presents Oh, that's good.
Space Probe Math. As the crew settles into a daily routine, their calm is suddenly shattered. A distress signal is received from Delta Phi Omega, one of Earth's most remote colonies. After securing the Palomino on the colony's landing pad, the crew cautiously explores Copernicus City, the planet's scientific complex.
And that is just not possible with the SVI-CAS. Even though it does support WAV files, and theoretically you might convert one of those tapes to a WAV file, it won't recognize the audio at all. So realistically, what would make the SVI-CAS perfect is if it had the ability in generic mode to play an MP3 and just pause it, automatically by the computer control. Seems like a natural thing to allow. I get that CAS is a much more efficient format, but it's not the end-all be-all of multimedia preservation. That said, let's just look at some of the files on here. And what I do like is I'll go to Taxi here. That's one from the Children's Computer Workshop. That actually does work pretty well with the SVI-CAS. You can probably see here there's a whole mess of files included in that single CAS file. Like a normal cassette, you have to start at the beginning and it can only go sequentially. And at a certain point it will tell you to rewind the cassette and, start over. So let's just try this out. Okay. So while that's loading, I will talk about this Lemonade loader. This is basically the device that helped me solve the problem with the SVI-CAS. Not that it's a problem with the SVI-CAS, but the problem we were having. This device was originally made for the Model 1, and I had no idea if it would work or not. I just kind of plugged it in on a whim, and the first try right out of the box, even leaving the switch on bypass, it worked perfectly. Okay, so let's run this and see what happens. Cruise around the city, pick up a fare, ask where are you going, and drive right there. Watch it, there's traffic, red lights and curves. Driving a cab sure tests your nerves. So drive with skill and your tips will be high. From Dallas to Paris, all the way to Shanghai. I don't think I'll be driving to Shanghai. Taxi. Do you want instructions? Now, I've read the instructions before, and I would do that for y'all, except it really takes a long time to go through the cassette and load those at the end, and then you have to rewind, and so I'm just going to skip that for now. It's not like it's super complicated. 2. No. Enter. Okay. Leave the play button down. I did, and it's going. I really do actually love this SVI-CAS when it, for stuff like this, it's great. Again, I just wish it would work with MP3 and audio multimedia. Would actually be kind of cool to play the Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck software. Alright, so choose your city. We have Dallas, New York, and San Francisco. I'm going to go with Dallas. Hey. How many players? 1. Taxi speed. 1. No, I'm going to go fast. Enter. kind of traffic, light or heavy? Yeah, light. Thank you. How about none? Long or short? We'll just go with a short game. Loading city. There goes the tape. Okay. So this is actually pretty cool. It's over here, it's state fair time, so naturally we got our little state fair area over here. That's big Tex, big old big top tent. I guess that's Love Field. Probably the old arena that got torn down decades ago. Alright, so let's see, where am I here? Nope. Okay, I'm the blue car up top. Oop, don't run into the wall. There's a fair. Oh, I've got to take them all the way around the corner. Oh, I'm bad at this. Really? A lot of people need to go around the corner there. Gotta know all these back roads, you know. Stay off the walls or you lose your tips. Damn it. Alright. I think the round ended. Alright, I got $20 in fares and almost $8 in tips. Not bad. Press enter to go on. A new city. We'll just go in order because presumably they're in order on the tape. I don't want to have to do any rewinding. One player. Slow? No. Fast. Light traffic. Short game. Cassette is playing, loading the next city. Town 2 is what it's called. Yeah, so here we have New York. We got our Empire State Building. Looks like a little bit of Central Park. Got your Flatiron Corner building there. Where am I? Where's my car? Oh, it's still loading. But you definitely need this on automatic if you're going to try playing this game. You cannot possibly control it by just listening to the relay click or anything. Okay, there I am. Gonna let me move? Hello? Where's my car? Where the f is my car? Why won't it move? Oh, god damn. That's annoying. So you just have to go around and pick up the fares and then take them to their destinations. Alright, new city, we'll do San Francisco, and then we'll move on. One player, fast, light traffic, short game, loading, San Francisco. It's interesting that it mentioned Shanghai and Paris when those aren't in here. Okay, why did my monitor just turn off? Alright, where's my car? Oh, it's still loading. Alright, there I am, bottom. Okay, where's the fare? There's one. Great, just sit there in the middle of the intersection, you jerk-ass. Oh. Get the fuck out. Thank you. Oh, come on. Man. Terrible collision detection. Didn't do so good that time. Oh well. Press enter to go on. Is there a new city? I guess not. Rewind the tape and start over. Alright. We won't be doing that. We're going to just stop now. Home. But that's pretty awesome. I love it. So, one final test here that I wanted to find out. I've seen other people asking whether these will work or not. And basically what I got here is one of these super cheap little MP3 voice recorders. And the important thing here is when you choose one of these, it has to be one that has a separate headphone and microphone input. So this one has a headphone out and a mic input. So I have done a little testing with this. It comes with a little pair of earbuds and a clip-on, like a lavalier microphone. And that actually does record decent audio from that. So let's see what happens with this. And I'm going to go ahead and use my already modified cable just because it seems logical. Okay, black headphone, gray mic. MP3 3D surround. Yeah, that's got to be great for trying to recreate computer recordings. Okay, power on. Of course, no power. Alright, well, can't seem to get power to it right now, and the fact of the matter is it failed anyway. I was not able to successfully record to this device, and I didn't even bother plugging in to a USB to see if it would play. Let me just see. Maybe I'm powerless. Oh, now it's coming on. What the hell? Okay, so select record music setting, record music. Let's play. No? Okay. Alright, so before I can test it with anything, I have to actually load in some software. Hook the SVI-CAS back up. Go ahead and type in clone. We're going to go files. Alright, and I'm just going to load in Dang It again because it's a quick and easy one that I know works. Alright, missed. Got software. Unplug this. Set it aside. Alright, so the mic is the gray one. Goes here. Honestly, I'm going to go straight into this. Not even going to start with that thing. Alright, so black was a ground lift. Red is attenuation. So we're going to see here. Music, no, record. C save, quote, dang it. Alright, record. Stop. Okay, let's try this. Audio, enter, and play. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, not a speck. So I would say, I don't know, I know that the thing is capable of recording from a microphone, and if it can record from a microphone, then it should be possible to attenuate this signal to also be recordable on here. But obviously it's not something that you could just off the shelf grab it and have it work like SVI-CAS or even the H4n or the Tascam. So anyway, I know this didn't clear up every question you might have, so feel free to leave questions in the comments or suggestions on other devices you might be curious about. It doesn't even have to be cassette related. But for now, you know, cassette is not the most reliable medium in the past, and it's not the most convenient medium for storage anymore. I highly recommend the SVI-CAS, although there's a massive waiting list for them and only one guy making them one at a time. But it's definitely a viable product and a darn good one. Could be slightly better, but it's still awesome as is. And I think that's going to be it for now. We'll just finish up with a little bit of dang it. Ah, damn it. I mean, dang it. Dang it. Sometimes you can cheat by just slamming on it. You can get a big stack going on the sides. But you can die that way too. 5. Let's see if I can break double digits. Not that time. This is actually a frustratingly fun game. Playing with fire. Damn it. 33. It's actually not a bad score for this game. Alright folks, well I hope this has been informative for you and answered any questions you might have had about cassette options for modern day needs. If you liked it, give me a like on the video, and if you didn't like it, leave a comment and tell me why. Be civil about it. At any rate, that's going to do it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. I actually do have a video coming up that I was trying to also finish for Septandy, but there was just too much other stuff in the way, and I still have a fair amount of work to do on that little project, but it's going to be a good one. So, hope to see you again for the next one. Till then, bye. That was close. Oh, almost beat it.